Critic's Notebook, Don't Side-Eye Emily Blunt and Florence Pugh's Oscar Shoulder Straps. Couture gowns worn by two Oppenheimer stars drew snark online over shoulder straps that hovered in air, but their design choices are rooted in both fashion and military history. Within 60 seconds of seeing Emily Blunt arrive on the Oscars 2024 red carpet, I thought, those shoulder straps are going to be a problem. Not for Blunt, of course, a Best Supporting Actress nominee for Oppenheimer, who looked lovely in a nude beaded gown designed by Daniel Roseberry for the Spring-Summer 2024 Haute Couture collection for Schiaparelli, the house founded by Elsa Schiaparelli in 1927 and which has been overseen by Roseberry as artistic director since 2019. But it was only a matter of time before social media would erupt with cries of confusion and frustration over the detail. After all, when we live in a world in which an indicted former U.S. president criticizes the host of the 96th Academy Awards in real time, it's likely open season on one woman's gown, yes? Sure enough, the snark and chiding soon began, ranging from expressions of mild distraction that the shoulder straps of Blunt's beaded gown pointedly sat a couple inches above her shoulders to outright indignation that a woman of her stature couldn't secure a gown that fit properly. When Florence Pugh arrived in a Delcourt gown featuring a similar detail, the online head-scratchers amped up the volume of judgmental remarks. Look, by Milan-based designer Daniel Delcourt, offered a similar shoulder detail, but its overall vibe was decidedly more ethereal and evoked thoughts of Iris van Herpen, the Dutch fashion designer widely praised for her sculptural designs. Beef's Ollie Wong wore a Van Herpen gown to February's SAG Awards and was widely praised, while her stylist, Tara Swennen, called her fearless. Of course, as long as fashion collections have debuted on runways, style pundits have offered up a phrase, well, they just didn't understand it, when a design or a whole collection is met with criticism that feels especially sarcastic or snide. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes that's merely an excuse. With that in mind, let's dive into this particular shoulder detail seen at Oscars 2024 and its origins, concentrating on Blunt's dress, which seemed to have drawn most of the online ire, because a wealth of compelling history can be discovered within those thin, beaded straps. First, a fun fact. In 2015's Oscar-nominated film, a key plot point centers on a Mars crater named for Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli. In 1877, he discovered a series of immense channels on the red planet, at the time misinterpreted as canals, which birthed an unproven theory that the presence of water could mean there was life on the red planet. That possibility also led to Giovanni coming up with a word we use to this day, Martian. The crater ultimately was named to honor his contributions. His niece was none other than fashion designer Elsa Schiaparelli. That sidestep into planetary and family history is notable because Roseberry employed it as an inspiration for Blunt's gown in a collection he christened Elsa Schiaparelli was known for embracing surrealism and avant-garde elements in her designs, as well as motifs that highlighted her love of astronomy and astrology. Her famed 1938 Zodiac collection included a stunning cape embroidered with celestial objects. Using Elsa's passion for space as a jumping-off point, Roseberry created a collection for Spring-Summer 2024 that's rooted in juxtapositions, offering designs that often put an emphasis on exaggerated shoulder details. Even a cursory view of the 32 looks would lead anyone to conclude that the shoulder straps on tank dress, as it's called in the show notes, are subtle compared to other designs that push the boundaries of both the theme and attitude. Another example of Roseberry pushing the envelope in silhouettes. At January's Golden Globe Awards, Natasha Lyonne wore a Schiaparelli gown from the Spring-Summer 2023 Haute Couture collection that featured two dramatic peaks rising up from the neckline. Social media went wild, with fans of fashion and Lyonne roundly dubbing it an art piece. So what's the difference? Honestly, very little. Because while one was decidedly more unconventional than the other, their bodice structures are undeniably similar. The looks are sculptural and designed to both shape and stand away from a woman's body, from the shoulders to the waist.